Hello everyone, and Dr. Gillian. Today I'll be presenting an analysis of a stock photo using concepts from our course, particularly drawing on the work of Giorgio Aiello and Crispin Thurlow regarding visual and media ideologies in stock photography. I will employ a social semiotic lens to explore how this image creates meaning, focusing on myth, representation, and the ideological function of stock photography. This image depicts two men, one black, one white, smiling and embracing while taking a selfie, with a city skyline and bridge in the background. At first glance, it communicates happiness, affection, and connection, but as Aiello argues in Desocializing Social Media, stock photos aren't just neutral snapshots, they're carefully curated to promote dominant social ideology. Let's begin with visual codes. The image features bright lighting, casual clothing, and a close-up perspective, all of which conveys a sense of intimacy and authenticity. However, as Paul Frosch notes in his entry on stock photography, these images are designed for broad appeal and commercial reuse. This means they need to be both generic and emotionally resonant. In this case, the visual code, depicting a carefree moment with friends or partners, reinforces a wider cultural myth, the ideals of diversity, inclusion, and emotional openness, particularly in urban and cosmopolitan environments. Roland Barthes' concept of myth is relevant in this discussion. What may seem like a natural moment is, in fact, a symbolic narrative. The presence of both black and white men together represents a post-racial, liberal ideal, a myth of racial harmony and acceptance of queer identities. However, as Thurlow, Aiello, and Portman argue in Visualizing Teens and Technology, these portrayals often sanitize or oversimplify reality, reducing complex social identities to simplistic, feel-good images. The myth here is not only about love, it also concerns the broader narrative of acceptance and understanding, an ideology of progress and tolerance. Using the framework developed by Kress and Van Leeuwen, we can analyze the image through the lens of social semiotics. The subjects in this image direct their gaze outwards, focusing on their phone rather than on the viewer. This creates a vector that excludes us and reinforces the notion that this is a captured private moment. Paradoxically, however, the photo is intended for public consumption. It is designed to be seen, liked, and shared. Aiello and Thurlow argue that stock photography desocializes these moments, transforming social expressions into visual commodities. Thus, the performance of joy becomes a product. In conclusion, while the image promotes positive values such as diversity and love, it also serves an ideological purpose. As a stock photo, it is intended for reuse across various media, including advertisements, blogs, and news articles, where it perpetuates and reinforces prevailing myths about identity and belonging. Like many